So Parliament returned on Easter Tuesday, and on that day I was very happy to take an opportunity to debate the recent and very welcome Supreme Court ruling indicating that biological sex is that which determines who is a woman and who is a man, and therefore deals a significant blow, thankfully, to the mad trans agenda which has been polluting government, not least in Northern Ireland. One of the points I was making was that we need to ensure that that common sense ruling is applicable without adulteration across the whole of the United Kingdom. And the danger in that regard is that because Northern Ireland, under the protocol, has been left subject to the EU's equality legislation, and it is often shaded in towards self-identification, it is very important that the government takes such steps as are necessary in the eventuality that EU rules and regulations could curb or impede the implementation in all its strength of the Supreme Court ruling. So I pushed that point very hard indeed. Later in the week, I had another opportunity to deal with some protocol issues. I drew attention to the fact that under the protocol, the government supplies regularly full details of data to the European Union, a foreign jurisdiction, of all the checks, the type, the nature and the quantity of the checks that are conducted at the Irish Sea border. Such is their beholden nature of the arrangement with the EU. And yet that is information which I as an MP have been denied. I pointed out that when I was in the Assembly and when those checks were then conducted by DERA, the local department, I was able to ask on a monthly basis how many checks there were, how many documentary checks, how many physical checks were there in the past month, and to achieve that information. But then those powers transferred to DEFRA, and that no doubt was a deliberate political move to try and cloak the true reality of the Irish Sea border. DEFRA is a Westminster department, and as an MP I've been asking DEFRA the same questions as I asked in Stormont. What are the number of checks? How many? Where and what? And on what type of checks? And DEFRA has been refusing to answer. So when the Cabinet Office ministers were answering questions, since it is they who report to their masters in Brussels, I asked that question. Didn't get an answer, did get a promise that I will be written to elucidate the information that I was seeking. So let's hope, certainly it's not an issue I'm going to let go of, because it is scandalous that public representatives, the people of Northern Ireland, are kept in the dark about the sheer vast quantity and nature of the checks. And no doubt that's because it's of an embarrassing high nature in terms of trade within this internal United Kingdom. So that's something I'm certainly going to keep on. I also this week participated in the question about what's going on in Ukraine and expressed my considerable unease about the ongoing Russian aggression and about the current negotiations and where they're heading and the demands that are being made, etc. So another busy week back in Parliament, and much more to come, I'm sure.